Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to this week's Raw review. Now, I want to try something a little bit different this week. I want to try and do a video that's under 10 minutes rather than going on for like 15 to 20. So I'm going to try and talk quite quickly. I've got pages and pages of notes here of things that I saw from the show. I thought it was a very interesting show, but we will get to that. I've got a few shout outs to do first. Robert Win 3, FIFA for Life, Real WWE Fan 13, and Ari Tassioulis. That's a cool name. All of you guys, thanks a lot for watching. Thank you for the support. And all of you, I really do appreciate you taking time to check out some of the videos on the channel. So let's go through Raw anyway. So, deep breath, here we go. First 5 minutes was taken up by Roman Reigns being booed, which always strikes me as a very weird way to start Raw. Why would you want to start it with such a negative tone? I think they need to stop bringing Roman Reigns out first. He's not over to the point that they want him to be yet. He could get there. I do think we've got a Shield reunion on the horizon. I think when that happens, it's going to massively help Roman. But at the moment, I don't think he should be opening the show. To the point where we were getting thank you Lana chants when Lana came out. She was saying go to hell and it didn't resonate with me. But obviously that made sense later. Rusev comes out. I wrote down here, I thought it was great that they made him look strong, and then out of nowhere, Roman jumps in from behind, Superman punch, and I found that very frustrating. The segment was saved, though, because Roman says, you can have a match for the US Championship at Hell in a Cell, and it's going to be a Hell in a Cell match. I think the feud has been really strong. It's been very interesting. They've kept it fresh. They've kept it intriguing. They've done a few things like, the match not starting. I can't remember, what was it, SummerSlam? Which I know is frustrating at the time, but it did keep it fresh. So yeah, I am interested to see this Hell in a Cell match. I just thought this wasn't maybe the right segment to open Raw. Next we get TJ Perkins against Brian Kendrick. Solid match, lots of nice moments, standing drop kick, springboard, crossbody, corkscrew plancher. TJP taps. That's the big news. He taps to the captain's hook. That's going to set up another match between these guys. I thought the match later in the show was interesting because Rich Swann, Tony Nese had an okay match as well. And Tony Nese wins. So that's a big win for Tony Nese. I'd really like to see him being built up as the next person to go up against TJP, because surely TJP is going to retain the title if he faces Brian Kendrick for the championship in the future. Seth Rollins said in his interview that he's got that injury still, but it has been cleared. He's just, not ready to compete yet. Seth Rollins can't be replaced. Michael Cole said, how do you feel about KO taking your spot? And he says that he can see things differently now. It's a nice little interview bit. Strowman comes out against Chase Silver. Chase cuts a really good promo, and bit of offense from Chase, but Strowman steamrollers him, and then Strowman says, Foley, I want competition. So hopefully we see that next week. Hate. I'm sorry, this is not gonna be appreciated by all of you, but I'm starting to hate, and I'm starting to get tired of Sasha and Bayley when they're cutting their promos being so smiley and happy and all like, oh, we're so pleased to be here, and it's kind of like, yeah, you've got this opportunity, and la 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 la. It's too nice. It's too nice. All right with them, I've got you back. I'm here to support you. But it's got to be a little bit tougher in its delivery, because I just don't want to keep seeing them smiling all the time. So fantastic. It was announced anyway that Sasha and Charlotte will be the main event, and I thought that was wicked. It's great that the women are being given that, and hopefully one day we see the main event a pay-per-view, and I think it's closer than ever. KO talks so comfortably. He was out after this in the ring, and nothing phases him. The crowd chanting or whatever, is that experience just constantly comes through, and he is looking like a megastar. I mean, he always has, but the programs they've had him in have always been mid-card since he got called up. Feuding for the Intercontinental Championship, things like that. As the top guy, he looks comfortable, and it's really great to see. He was in the ring with Y2J. Y2J is just having the best year, talking about the list and putting names on it. They were talking about what their next options should be, and Y2J was saying we should go after the New Day. We could be the tag team champions. Owens was saying, I'm not sure that we should do that because I've got a lot on my plate. But wasn't it great, that moment where they teased the fact that, well, look, it's not as if I'm asking for a shot at your title, and then there was that silence, and they just planted that seed of it will happen. Jericho versus Owens will happen. Maybe not for a while, but it's all going to build to that, just like Charlotte Dana is building as well. Yeah, basically the New Day come out. They decide to go after the New Day. The New Day come out. Again, this was great work. Great fun segment. Kevin Owens said that New Day had jumped the shark, which is a reference to Happy Days. Happy Days, massive sitcom in like the, was it the 70s? Late 60s, 70s? Might even have been 80s, I don't know when it was on. I know it was based in like the 50s kind of era. But anyway, that side, the show ran and it was really successful, and then there was this moment where the Fonz has to jump over a shark, and it was just too much. It was too far. It had gone weird. And so now that is used as a term. Oh, you're jumping the shark. Your time has been and gone is basically what it means. And so Kevin Owens was saying that New Day's time had been and gone about 7 months ago. Great response from Woods, who said, you saying that we jumped the shark. When was the last time you jumped anything, Kevin? That then meant that we were going to get a match later on in the show between Jerry KO, which they weren't referring to themselves as Jerry KO. They were talking, was it Kevin and Jericho or something? Kevin and Chris? But yeah, WWE called him Jerry KO still, against New Day, and that was later in the show. We saw Sheamus and Cesaro arguing backstage, nothing new there. Sami Zayn against Titus O'Neil. # make it a win. What the hell's that about? New Titus brand. Yeah, so he's making this big deal about his new Titus brand. Same music. It was alright. It was, not that long. Clothesline, Haluva, kind of gives Sami the win, and he's very directionless at the moment. Sami Zayn, he needs something to get his teeth into. Great little build-up for Gallows and Anderson next, though. Made them look like they were, dominant tag team, but, they haven't been that dominant, to tell the truth. They've been kind of badly booked, in my opinion, since they came on board. They had a match against the Golden Truth. Wasn't a squash. Magic Killer picks up the win for Gallows and Anderson. No surprises. It did a job, but it wasn't a great job. Next, we get Jerry KO bumping into Ashton Kutcher and the guy that I don't know, Chris Masterson, is it? With the list of Jericho. I think it was Masterson that came out with that, which I enjoyed. And he starts reading out the list, and on the list apparently are superstars that lose to Fandango at WrestleMania, which obviously Chris Jericho did, which I thought was wicked. I actually thought these two guys did really well. Guest stars can normally get in the way, but they added to the show and they didn't get in the way. There was just this backstage segment and they were on the commentary table. They didn't use them in the ring or take up time cutting a promo in the ring. It was the right way to use these guys. Amazing as well. Y2J, I mean, that was just amazing. And then he goes, it was great. He is having just the best year. And then that meant that we went into a Enzo and Big Cass kind of, it was a breast cancer segment, because obviously this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Susan G. Coleman. There was a few nice moments in this. Really enjoyed. Enzo obviously had, I think, was it Aunt Ellen, was it? I don't really want to get that wrong. I can't remember what it actually said. Should have written that down. Anyway, it's clear that he's got, connections to this, and he's had issues with breast cancer in his family, and it was nice. It made it relevant for me anyway. I never have an issue with these segments. I know a lot of people do, because you tune in to watch wrestling, you don't tune in for this. But to see a superstar kind of come out that's clearly been affected by this, it made it relevant to me. and so I was intrigued watching it. Plus also Enzo Big Cass are really engaging as an act, and so the fact that he called Susan certified G Coleman I thought was awesome. And then even just when he was trying to unveil the title bouts for the women and just completely botched it again, it was just a fun little bit. It's a really important cause, and I haven't got a problem with it. We are going to see more of these moving forward. Next, we get New Day versus Jericho, and as we said, Ashton Kutcher and that Masterson bloke was on commentary. I really enjoyed seeing Big E go after Kevin Owens, because you know that Big E, when the New Day split, is just going to be propelled to the main event, because New Day have been, main event as well, and they sell more merchandise than anyone else. They are a massive draw, and Big E does not look out of place in the ring with Kevin Owens, and both of them former NXT champions. The sky's the limit for Big E. So I was really intrigued watching him competing against Jericho, against Kevin Owens. Bottom line, Seth Rollins appears. As soon as he does, the match quickens. It's quite a long match, kind of got lost at times for me, but once he comes out, the pace quickens. He does prevent the Lion Tamer picking up the victory for Jericho just by getting closer to the ring. Jericho's having to watch him. He breaks the hold. The Midnight Hour gets the victory for the New Day, so just furthered that whole Seth, Kevin Owens, Jericho dynamic. So yeah, it was good, did a job. And also Kevin Owens running away and Seth hitting the pedigree on Jericho. It's going to tease that tension between those two. Seth saying that Triple H getting involved in that match and costing Seth his opportunity at being the Universal Champion was the second worst decision Triple H had ever made, first being marrying Steph. Sheamus and Cesaro are out next against, I think it was Mike White and someone, I didn't even catch their names. Squash. Bayley takes out Dana before the main event because Dayla's, patting Bayley on the head, and so Dana is taken out of the equation. So that means it is a straight-on fight, one-on-one, Charlotte against Sasha, and this was awesome. It had about 15 minutes. It built nicely. There was fantastic moments. They actually took their moveset to the next level, and that was perfectly demonstrated with Charlotte not just doing one of her wonderful moonsaults from the top rope. She did a corkscrew moonsault where she's rotating in the air when she hits. There were reversals on top of reversals. I mean, the most vicious bank statement I've ever seen. And new champion. You can see my reaction to all of that. I've just uploaded my reaction video to it, and it was wonderful. A wonderful ending to a solid Raw. Only a couple of moments in here that I didn't enjoy. The Gallows Anderson Golden Truth bit, just wasn't kind of up to standard. The Sami Zayn, Titus O'Neil, it was very directionless. Starting off with Roman, starting off with 5 minutes of booing. It's not the wisest way to start a show, but I thought the rest of it was really strong, and I thought this was a great episode. Sasha, women's champion. I think will we get a Hell in a Cell match? Will we get a women's Hell in a Cell match? I hope we do. I really hope we do. And I was disappointed there was nothing on the show more for Bayley. There is where's Nia Jax disappeared to? What's happening with Alicia Fox? I don't even know the other women that are on the roster, or even if there is any other women on the roster. Summer Rae, has anyone seen Summer Rae? Has anyone seen Bob Backlund or Darren Young? Have they all gone off somewhere together? Maybe they're having some kind of sleepover. I don't know what's going on. There's a lot of stars that have been missing for a while. It'll be cool when they come back and we get some new storylines, and we need something new. Just because this is the same feud, Charlotte, Sasha's been going a long time. Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins has been going a few weeks now. That's still got legs. But the Roman Reigns, Rusev has been going a long time as well. This was good, and I really enjoyed it. And I know I need to stop talking because I said this video is going to be short. It probably isn't. What are you going to do, eh? Hey, what are you going to do? Couple of haters. We got some haters. Awesome, guys. If you like this video, please give it a like. If you haven't subscribed yet, I really would appreciate it if you could. And hopefully, I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.